All right, guys, you should have out a clean piece of notebook paper. If you'll get it titled and dated. Okay, today in this video we are going to be evaluating cube roots. Okay, so in the last video we evaluated square roots. Okay, and when we evaluate square roots and we get, like if we took the square root of 25 and we get 5, that means if we took 5 times 5, we should end up getting 25 again. Okay, because we're squaring, which means we're taking the base times itself twice. Okay, that's what square roots are. So cube roots are when a number is multiplied times itself 3 times. So we're going to find the perfect cube roots, okay? And we have to evaluate them. So cube roots look like square roots, except out here on this little platform right here, there's going to be a 3. That indicates that that number is being multiplied times itself 3 times, okay? So that's the cube root instead of a square root. Okay, so these ones are pretty easy because all we have to do is evaluate them using our calculator, all right? But it's important to understand what these mean, okay? You still have to type in exactly what you see, okay? So these have to be typed in a little bit differently, so make sure you're paying attention and writing this down. So we have to type in what we see. So that 3 has to come first. So what you're going to type in is you're going to type in the number 3. Then you're going to hit the second button. Then you're going to hit what we call the caret button. And it looks like this little arrow. And above it in light blue, you'll see the square root with an X out front. Okay, we replaced that X when we punched in the 3. Okay, so hit that button. And then you're going to type in the number. So 1,728. And you're going to hit enter. And when you hit enter, you find that the cube root of 1,728 is 12. So guys, what that means is if we took 12 times 12 times 12 3 times, we should get 1,028. And you can check it. You can check your answers on this, which is nice. So we're finding out what number, when multiplied times itself 3 times, is going to equal the number that is being cube rooted. All right? All right, let's do another one. So let's take the cube root of 3,375. So again, you hit the 3. Then you hit the second button. And then you hit, I'm going to call it a caret button, but it looks like a little arrow. So you hit second, and above that you should see, that's what should actually pop up into your calculator window. And then you type in the value, 3,375. And you hit enter. You should get the answer of 15. Because when you take 15 times 15 times 15, it equals 3,375. So we know that we're right. As always, pause it, rewind it, go back and listen to something if it's not making sense. Okay, just like with square roots, we can have negatives and we can have fractions. So let's look at one that's a negative. Guys, with the square roots, the negative was always in the front of the square root symbol. Not with cube roots. With cube roots, you are always going to see it on the inside with the number. Okay? You're always going to see it on the inside with the number. So if I take the cube root of negative 125, you're going to type it in the same. So 3, second, that caret button, and then you have to hit negative 125. and you should get -5. Now guys, what this means is that if I took -5 times -5 times -5, I should get -125. So -5 times -5 is a positive 25, but then 25 times a -5 is a -125. Okay, so our answer is going to be a -5. All right, let's do another one. All right, so this is a fraction, so we're going to type it in the same way. So what this means is it's the same thing as saying cube root of 216 and the cube root of 64. Instead of writing it double time, they just put it around the whole thing, okay? So we're going to take the cube root of 216 ABC 64. You can use the ABC button. Here's the problem that we run into now. What you're going to get in your calculator window is 1 1/2. But that's not the correct answer because this is a fraction and this is a mixed number. Okay? So you either have to recall how to switch it back, second ABC, or you have to do it separately. So if I would have taken the cube root of 216 and the cube root of 64 separately, cube root of 216 is 6. Cube root of 64 is 4. And then I have to see if that will simplify. And if you get a mixed number, you have to flip it back to improper. So that reduces by 2, so I get 3/2. So our final answer is 3/2. All right, we'll do one more, and then I'll give you some practice problems to do on your own. Cube root of -4096. Once you go ahead and punch it into your calculator and see if you can get the correct answer, pause your video. But once you punch in your calculator, you should end up with -16. And you can check it. -16 times -16 times -16 should equal -4096. And it does. Okay. All right, I'm going to give you 3 problems. You have to complete these 3 problems and come up and get them checked by me. Come in, turn those in to get them checked so that you can move on to the worksheet. As always, if you have any questions, just ask.